It is very good to see the real Mexican monster return to the ring after a 17 or 18-month layoff. Virgil Ortiz will fight Frederick Lawson at a catchweight at 156. You know, at first I was thinking 156. If Virgil Ortiz cannot make 154, instead of having that flare up with his health condition once again, he might as well fight at 160. But I heard an interview of Virgil Ortiz earlier. He said he has no problem making 154. He feels good. And I guess his next fight will be at 154. And he's planning to fight 3 or 4 times this year. Hopefully getting a title shot the beginning of next year or maybe the end of this year. I like the 154-pound division. I think Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence will be there. We got Tim Tszyu, there's Brian Mendoza, and Erickson Lubin, just to name a few. I think Jermell Charlo will be moving to 160. Which leaves a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good fights since Jermell's out the division. And I see a couple of big fights I'm looking at for Virgil Ortiz. One of them would be him and Spence in a Texas shootout. And that's a big if, because we don't know what's going to be left of Errol Spence after Terrence Crawford gets done with him in the rematch. But I think the fight of the division could be Virgil Ortiz against Tim Tszyu. That would be the all-out war. And that could be a big fight in the division, especially if Ortiz grabs the belt. Tzew's already a WBO champion. It could be a unification match between 2 undefeated, big punching junior middleweights. Virgil Ortiz wants all the big fights, and I hope his health holds up because he has the potential to be a great fighter.
He was going to fight Deontay Wilder in March. That was good to go. They were both going to make massive paydays. When Wilder lost that fight to Joseph Parker, we don't know where AJ was going.
AJ is not wasting any time. Unless you're under a rock, then you know he will battle Francis Ngannou in March. This is a replacement for the Anthony Joshua-Deontay Wilder fight that was supposed to take place, but Deontay Wilder didn't hold up his side of the bargain. He lost. And Deontay Wilder fans are furious. And they feel the fight between Wilder and Joshua should have took place anyway, even though Wilder lost his fight, which is wild to me because Wilder is the one to blame if this fight doesn't happen, but they're blaming AJ because Wilder lost. Now, if you want to talk about the fight not happening and you want to blame somebody, you blame Wilder and you could blame the Saudis because the Saudis are the ones that pulled the plug on the fight because Wilder lost. And since Wilder lost, it brought the value of the fight down. Anyway, you know it's going to happen if AJ fought Wilder after a loss. And he beats him. What are they going to say? Well, he fought Wilder after a loss. Just built-in excuses for the Wilder fanboys. You saying AJ ducked Wilder after Wilder lost is a wild statement. That is crazy. And to be honest, this is not the fight I want to see Joshua in. But Fury has brought Ngannou to life with his lackadaisical performance against him. Some people thought Fury lost that fight, and the reason they think he got the nod is because he is Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champ. But I have good news for the Wilder fans. Wilder will be fighting on Anthony Joshua's undercard once again. They don't know his opponent's going to be yet. I heard Zhilei Zhang, Horigovic. I think it's going to be maybe Andy Ruiz because he was down there for some reason, or a Caballero, something like that. Before, I possibly thought it'd be Baby Miller, but now you know the circumstances, what's going on with him. I don't think that fight's going to happen anytime soon. But for some reason, I do not see him fighting Zhilei Zhang on March 9th. I think it'll be somebody else. I think a Ruiz fight will get him back in the Anthony Joshua mix. And if they're putting Deontay Wilder on the undercard of a Joshua fight, that means they're not giving up on Joshua facing Wilder. The million-dollar question for me is, why isn't he fighting Joseph Parker in a rematch? That is the million-dollar question. So everybody, the first fight was a fluke. Instead, they're trying to match him up with somebody else. I tell you why. Because the Saudis or Deontay Wilder or Malik Scott, they do not believe that Deontay Wilder can beat Joseph Parker. And to be honest, I don't know if Wilder will take any of these fights. He doesn't want to be exposed anymore. Deontay Wilder wants one fight and one fight only, and that's against Deontay Wilder. because he wants the big payday. And him losing to another top 10 fighter could negate all that. And to be honest, I don't know who Deontay Wilder could beat in the top 10. And he doesn't either. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Should Anthony Joshua fight Deontay Wilder even though he lost his fight? Then again, it's not up to Joshua. The Saudis hold all the power. They have the money. They're paying for the fights. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beasy, I'm gone.